Welcome to Keeba Live, and I'm your host, William Lee, founder of the Keeba-Agency, which unlocks your business social media. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 2 days after Thanksgiving. I think everybody now has got the cravings and the overstuffed feeling under control. I know I do. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spent it with my family this year. Had some fantastic smoked turkey. And got to be with my grandkids, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. And great grandkids, I want to also mention. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun indeed, and I hope that you had a great holiday too. Today we're going to talk about what interests me a little bit more, kind of in a different non-political or PC effect. Just recently, I had an opportunity to have a conversation with some ladies and a couple of gentlemen about this problem that we seem to be having continuously, which is sexual harassment. I hate to bring it up, I really do, but I think it's time that we start talking about it. It's interesting to me to take a look at both sides of the question. Now, the one side of the question was, and which brought up the conversation, by the way, was the fact that, I'm so sick and tired. Every time I turn around, somebody else is being accused of inappropriate sexual conduct. If it isn't an actor, it's a star. If it isn't a star, it's a politician or the next door neighbor, or all the list goes on. But the thing that always interests me is, why is this just coming out now after 20 years or 14 years or 7 years or 8 years? Is it because the money is now flowing on the table since all these accusations have shown to the public eye, and that the social media has picked up all the results going on of the horrifying, oh my goodness, here he is, our star of the show, being a sexual predator, and we didn't know it. And what's happening behind all this interesting information and news about sexual misconduct? Well, I wanted to find out what the outside world was thinking. Now, of course, social media always has a viewpoint on what's going on. And a lot of people contribute to their thoughts of, well, I don't understand this point, or why did they wait so long to come forth with this information? Is it just gold diggers? You hear people on the other side of the street saying women have been put down and had to, shall we say, do unprofessional things to gain their actual careers and to make their careers go, and don't want to talk about it until years later when some brave person steps up and says, this gentleman did this, or his sexual conduct was appalling. You don't hear a word. I thought about that for a few minutes, and then I thought to myself, there is two sides to every story. My side of the story is one, that no woman should have to go through that to be advanced in any occupation or any opportunity in her career. She should be judged on her ability to perform a task or to be able to manage a task, not sexual favors, not being put down or being used as a plaything to advance her job up in the world of commerce and big business. This is not right at all. It's immoral, and it's not even right. Then I look at the other side of the coin, whereas a lot of these women now are very, very brave. And I'm sure that a lot of them have gone through exactly what they have testified to. I don't think there's a situation where they are at all making any of this up. I think it's probably very much so in their minds. But unfortunately, because of the way society and the business society has operated, they felt that nobody's going to believe them. Nobody's going to have trust in what their decisions are. I just have to just be quiet about it and work on. And if I have made my mark in my particular occupation, then it's because I had to do a little extra. That's not acceptable, folks. That's not acceptable at all. But when we take the crystal ball and wipe it off, how many people have, shall we say, stretched the truth? Maybe it's just a simple conversation that has a punchline that maybe is a little risque to say, but we all hope we're all adults when we are talking and having a good time with jokes, etc. Or is it, oh my goodness, He touched my elbow when I was working on the copy machine. That is so unreal. Or I didn't have the distance I wanted around my desk, and he kept staring at me. Every once in a while he'd walk down and stare at me, and he'd say something like, "You surely look very, very attractive today. Is that a new hair color?" Or, "You look so nice in that dress. It's so pleasant to see you." Or things like, "You have such a beautiful smile. It's always wonderful to see you at work." These are not sexual commutational advertisements for "I need to be sued." It's just the male coming out and saying how lovely or attractive somebody's looking. I'm ashamed that things in this society have changed so radically that you can't do that anymore. That's ridiculous. Women want to be appreciated, and they should be appreciated. Women should be treated kindly, with respect, on the same playing field as men. But what is it about the situation that women seem to want to be accepted? They want to look nice. They want men to notice them and have kind words. But yet, on the other hand, they immediately want to chop their heads off if anything goes too far. And how far is too far? Well, I know in my mind what too far is. But a simple conversation or a joke that probably is in bad taste once in a while is not sexual harassment, as far as I look at it. Sexual harassment is such an interesting conversation to define. So while I had the opportunity to talk to these ladies at the table, it came to mind that there was two sides of this. What is sexual harassment? What is morality? What is moral or not moral? Why are the ladies doing it? Why can't they just say, "No, I'm not going to do that because it's not right"? Why can't they draw their mark in the sand and be acknowledged for that? Interesting, isn't it? I think that in my mind that the male has been so domineering in the industry and has held the female back so many years, so many years, that it is now a structure that our society has, since the revelation, or I should say revolt, of women saying, "Hey, we want to be treated as equals." I think now is the opportunity for all this stuff to kind of creep to the surface. Now, a lot of these allegations are founded on factual information, but I want to go back to the court system, not the public system of PC correctness, not the social media side of the argument. I want to go back to the factor that you are innocent until proven guilty. Until there's proof that this has occurred, it is documented, and it needs then to be balanced in a court of law, not in a court of public decision on social media or the national media. Don't want to pick one over the other. Media is media. Social media, however, is the driving force. Now you're saying to yourself, well, why is it social media such a driving force? The same reason that way back when Hearst took over newspapers, we had to have the negative side of the news blown up across the front page of a newspaper. Social media is the same thing. It needs real good stories to respond into what we call calls to action. Okay, now social media is a little different than the newspaper, but in fact, when you really analyze it, it's not. The only thing that's different is there's no print. That's right, you're not holding a newspaper reading the words. You're seeing them or hearing them over the internet. Simple, isn't it? Now, to make the internet work in a commerce situation, which is entrepreneurship, you have to have a cash register ring somewhere. And unfortunately, negative news or, "Oh my, Charlie Sheen has stepped out of his world again with some other woman," it rings cash registers, folks. It gets advertising dollars rolling. I don't think this is really an argument for advertising dollars. I think it boils down to simply this. First of all, these are the people that have come out from the darkness of this happening to them. The women who have stepped forward, I have to applaud them. But I need to also make it very clear that this isn't a new problem. This type of behavior has probably been going on since 1776. It just didn't have a media base to project it, nor lawyers that could figure out how to make big bucks off of it. Let's get back to the fundamentals of where the argument is. The argument is that no woman should ever be put in that position, period. That's the real argument. And if they are, then they should bring enough facts and evidence so that a true court that our country is built on, the idea that you are innocent until proven guilty, is proven. And when it's proven, then the actual action to be taken against that individual should be marked. But it shouldn't be a spectacle like a circus coming into town. It shouldn't be smothered all over the pages to draw PC correctness. This is something that needs to be handled in a action-packed, with evidence, method to come to a conclusion that a crime or sexual deviancy has occurred. So for those women that have sat by for years and years and never said a word, that have suffered, my heart goes out to you. But what we need to do now is you need to help us put together laws and put together systems and put it back into the court area. Take it off of the front page. Get action. Get things done. But get things done in the way America should be operating today. So now you know how I feel about that situation. Please discuss this at home or at the workshop. Discuss this in your businesses and in your get-togethers. Together we can make a difference, and we can help those that have been victimized and put away those that are predators. But we can also make America a lot more positive for the women in workplace opportunities. So until we see you again, or meet you on the street, or until you come back and we can have an opportunity to chat with you, keep us smiling. And remember, every day is a good day when you're smiling.